If you're gonna kill somebody, kill Shaq.
This is downright shocking. Diddy has been connected to a lot of killings, most notably Tupac and Biggie, but now new developments have come to light where it's been killed that Diddy told a man to kill Shaq. What reason did Diddy have for saying that? Is there bad blood between them? What really happened? We've got the down low on everything today.
We was in California, so he came over there telling Puff that he was gonna kill himself because Shaq had went to the law office in which his wife worked at.
Here, Gene Deal is talking about a man who had a real bone to pick with Shaq. This man was the vice president of R&B Def Jam, and apparently he had found out that Shaq had been checking out his wife and talking her up in typical Shaquille O'Neal fashion. Extremely depressed and emotionally conflicted about the whole situation, this man wanted to end his own life over what Shaq was doing to him and his wife. The woman in question was a woman called Shawnee, who, as it turns out, would actually go on to marry Shaq, unfortunately for Mr. Vice President. The way that Shaq went about this was seemingly very aggressive and, in many eyes, cold-hearted. He knew the woman was married, and many speculate that he used his wealth and influence to sway Shawnee toward him. Hear what Gene Deal has to say about the whole encounter.
Shaq went to the went to the law firm and told her, listen here, I want you. You ain't gotta pack nothing. I want you to come with me. I guess he was shooting game.
Clearly, Shaq's tactics worked like a charm because the woman ended up going with him immediately. So, the aggrieved man in this situation was understandably very hurt and depressed, so he went to Puffy for advice on what he should do. The man was so down that he was contemplating taking his life, as Gene Deal explains it. So, Diddy's advice straight off the bat seems very helpful and sincere on paper. He tells the man to reconsider his options and not take his life, which is something that, if you're in that situation, you sometimes really need to hear. Now, you may be thinking, that was the right thing to say, Diddy. But it doesn't end there. What Diddy said next will shock you to your very core, and even Gene Deal can't help but laugh in disbelief about it.
If you're gonna kill somebody, kill Shaq. You know what I'm saying? So,
in a shocking twist, Puffy advised the man to turn his aggression toward Shaq. This is something that has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way ever since the news has come to light, and it has only heightened the suspicions around Diddy and, in many eyes, only further incriminates his seemingly volatile tendencies. Even Gene Deal was in disbelief when heard this, saying the man had been crying and pouring his heart out to Puff, only for Puff to say the man had nothing to do but accept his fate as it was handed to him, and Shaq got away with stealing someone else's wife. Or did he? As fate would have it, Shaq's decisions would come back to bite him in the behind, because the very woman he stole from someone else ended up cheating on him too. Shaq has been accused of cheating on Shawnee more than once. In 2008, however, it became clear that Shaq wasn't the only cheater in the couple's marriage. While married to Shaq, Shawnee had extramarital romances with at least 3 men. Attempting to extort money from the NBA legend's $400 million fortune was one of these men. Shaquille O'Neal's business manager is also the music producer Robert Ross. They knew each other through mutual friends. Ross submitted a police report in 2008 saying that NBA player Shaquille O'Neal had a gang of men attack, kidnap, and assault him to force him to reveal the whereabouts of the NBA star's sex tapes. On top of that, Ross said he had an affair with Shawnee O'Neal, Shaq's wife. Shaq hired a private investigator to confirm the same thing, and the investigator confirmed Shaq's suspicions. Shawnee's infidelity with Shaq was not an isolated incident. She had dated a Miami trainer who was 10 years younger than she was, as well as a lawyer. Ross said in the lawsuit that he had been a close personal friend and confidant of O'Neal, and that the former Lakers center befriended him knowing of his criminal record and his past association with the Main Street Crips. Ross claimed that O'Neal plotted to have him kidnapped, attacked, robbed, and threatened because of the fear that the sex video might become public, and because of defendant O'Neal's raging jealousy. Ross claimed in court evidence and to law enforcement that he never had a sex tape of O'Neal and that he lied about the tape to try to receive the money he felt he was owed from the record agreement. The lawsuit also made the outlandish claim that during their friendship, the NBA player had asked Ross to murder a woman he had impregnated, as well as a record producer, a gang member who had humiliated him, and to break an NBA player's shooting arm. Ross reportedly tried to extort money from Shaq to keep the incident quiet, but his efforts were fruitless. Shaq was exonerated on all charges, and Ross was labeled a hardened criminal. Yet, Shaq wasn't quite spotless. According to rumors confirmed by Shaq himself, the reason Shawnee and Shaq broke up was that both of them were cheating on each other. Shaquille O'Neal said on his podcast, The Big Podcast with Shaq, that he was a serial cheater and the affairs cost him valuable time with his kids. O'Neal was asked about the matter when reports surfaced of an affair between Boston Celtics head coach Ime Udoka and a team staff member and singer Adam Levine's DMs to models. O'Neal stated that despite Udoka's infidelity against his ex-wife Shawnee Henderson, he would not criticize him. "I was a serial cheater," O'Neal said. "It would be crazy and blasphemous for me to get up here saying boom. Boo, bam. I can't do that. I know these guys personally. I know they're going through a lot because I went through a lot. I did it. I was the best at it. I'm not proud of it. I lost my family doing it. I lost valuable, important years with my children doing it." O'Neal and Shawnee have 2 children together, a son named Sharif and a daughter named Amara. They tied the knot in 2002. Together, they had 2 more children, a son named Shakir and a daughter named Mara. Tahura, O'Neal's daughter from a prior relationship, and Miles, Shawnee's other son. Both now bear the last name O'Neal. O'Neal and Shawnee broke up in 2007, reconciled, and then filed for divorce in 2009. O'Neal claimed on his podcast that seeing his children for the first time was one of the finest moments of his life. "The happiest days of my life were coming home and hearing 6 different people saying, 'Daddy, Daddy, Daddy,'" O'Neal said. "Happiest days of my life. Forget the money, forget the cars, even the championships. Especially when they were little and 2 and 3 and didn't really care that I missed 10, 15 free throws. They're waiting for me after games. 'Daddy, can we go to Universal?' Those were the best days of my life. When I lost those, not gonna use the D word, because I know a lot of people are suffering, but I was all the way down. Sometimes I'm still all the way down. Especially when I was in my house in Orlando, which is 70,000 square feet, in there by myself. Nobody, like I built a house for the kids, gym, game room, pool house, guest house for the mom, and all that. When I lost all that by being stupid, it killed me." O'Neal had given hints of infidelity before, claiming in April on the Pivot podcast that he wasn't protecting those vows. "I was bad, she was awesome," O'Neal said of Shawnee. "It was all me. We don't need to talk about what I was doing, but I wasn't protecting her and protecting those vows. Sometimes you live that double life and get caught up. I'm not going to say it was her. It was all me." O'Neal claimed he got back on his feet after his divorce because he knew he still had to be a good father. "I may not be a husband, but I'll always be a father, and a father's job is to protect, provide, and love," he said. It looks like O'Neal and his kids are getting along great these days, especially his boys. Sharif was on the Summer League squad for the Los Angeles Lakers and is currently a member of the G League squad. Shakir attends Texas Southern University and participates in basketball. For the win, O'Neal revealed that he stresses the value of taking a unique path while counseling his sons on how to break into the NBA. But as it turns out, Shaq and Diddy are actually really good friends now. The two have been through their own fair share of trouble and caused their fair share too. Needless to say, this won't be the last piece of drama that we could expect of them. Shaq and Diddy definitely got off on the wrong foot, and while the heartbroken R&B president didn't literally act on Puffy's advice, Shaq definitely got what was coming to him. And maybe, just maybe, that man got a hint of closure and satisfaction from seeing Shaq get hit by that karma. That's all for the video, folks. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.